Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times.
Hi everyone and welcome again to I think this is the 12th day of Vlogmas. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna be late tonight as well because lately I had some changes in my life and yeah, it took a while to get used with the changes like always, and yeah, I will have some delays as I have right now as well because I just got home. I'm filming this is my life lately and it's quite crazy and I'm super busy with a lot of stuff. Therefore, I'm not gonna be able to be right on time at 7 p.m. as I hoped. So this was about my delays and why is not everything at point at the moment. So today we're gonna talk about a subject that I wanted to do it like for such a long time, but I didn't have time to research. But before doing this, we're gonna open the advent calendars, which is this, the Mars one, and I'm gonna open day 12. If I can find it here. 12. Did we do 11? We did, isn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna open 12 and we have a Christmas tree again and I'm gonna eat it because I am so hungry. I didn't even have time to eat. And in the fan week one, what do you think we have? 12. We have something from Terry's. Blur imperfection, mattify the skin and set the makeup and la la la. This is the ticket inside, the card inside, and I think it's a powder. This is what I have. But yeah, I think it's a powder. Let's open it. Yep. Look how cute it is. Look how small is this one. Oh my god. Yeah, it's a powder and it comes with a mirror as well. And yeah. My god, but this is so small. I need to open it. Firstly, I need to open it, which I cannot. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna leave it for now because I want to go into today's topic. But anyway, I think at the end I'm gonna review everything from this advent calendar. I think, yeah, this is the best thing to do. I'll take my laptop in a second and we're gonna talk about these Christmas movies. So I was thinking to talk about this subject because every year, to be honest, I'm spending a lot of time watching Christmas movies. I don't know, it just gets me into the Christmas spirit or something. I used to do this with my parents and I think it's, I don't know, family tradition or something. But yeah, I pretty love it. So I have a list with some movies that, in my opinion, I think they are the best, and if you haven't watched them, give it a try because it's worth it. So I'm gonna start with the first one. First one is I don't know, I can name it like the movie I grew up with because it's actually Home Alone. So I think most of you saw that movie. It's with this boy named Kevin who's super naughty, and he's doing a lot of stuff while his parents are not home. But overall, at the end of the movie, you're gonna see that everything he's doing, even though it's naughty, is gonna help with a lot of stuff, like with some thefts and so on. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting one and the kid is absolutely amazing. But I don't know, I think most of you saw that movie. Going to the next one is the Christmas Chronicles. Well, This movie starts like as an idea with two brothers, a sister and a brother, and he doesn't believe in Christmas and he wants the same for his sister. And yeah, he was trying to push her all the time that Santa Claus doesn't exist and this kind of stuff. But at some point in this movie, they saw Santa Claus with the reindeers and so on. Actually, they met him. And overall, the movie is the action of the movie is how they are trying to save Christmas, helping Santa Claus with all his deliveries and so on. It's a really interesting one, and it's funny though as well. It's kind of fantastic with a comedy and so on, and yeah, it's really worth it to try. So if you have kids as well, I think it's a really good one. The third one that I wanted to approach is a Christmas Prince. There are 3 movies. The first one is A Christmas Prince, the second one is The Royal Wedding, and the third one is the Royal Baby. So basically the story starts with this Amber, who was a journalist, and she was going in Aldovia Kingdom to see what is going on with the king, because he was kind of a playboy prince. The king died in Aldovia and the prince should have taken his throne. So this why this Amber, who is a journalist, she's going in Aldovia to find some stuff about the royal family. And in the first movie, I think they fall in love or something like this. The second one, they got married, and the third one, they will have a baby. There are a lot of ups and downs, and yeah, it's actually the idea that at the end of everything, family stays together and love wins. Yeah, so it's a love movie, Christmas movie. If you didn't see it, I'll suggest you to go and check through the whole 3 of them, because they have kind of connections between them. The fourth movie I want to talk about is named The Princess Switch. Okay. So this movie is also a romantic Christmas movie. It's about this girl who she was running actually a bakery, and then there was a competition, a baking competition, and she was really good at it, so someone from her family signed her in. Yeah, it was actually as well, I think, in a royal something, as a royal family, whatever, something like this. And then they are flying there, and she was participating at the competition, and this prince, he's supposed to get married with someone. Before starting this competition, actually, the girls saw the princess, and it was super funny. They were like looking absolutely the same. They switched the place because the princess actually didn't want to get married with this prince. It's kind of a tricky story, romantic one, la la la. At the end, the prince stays with the girl who was baking. What's super interesting is the action of the movie, and is also about Christmas and so on. And it's pretty relaxing. It's not a comedy, just a romantic one, and is on the same principle that love wins and so on. For all these movies, I'm gonna link below, I think, the trailer, so in case you want to see what is it about, you can check out in my description box below. 5 on my list is actually a movie named Holiday Calendar. It's about a girl named Abby. She was a really good photographer and so on. She was working in a photography studio, and she wasn't doing so much stuff with her life. She was stuck in that area and she couldn't develop her talent and so on. And at some point she received the advent calendar that her grandmother left it for her. And she took the calendar and so on. She went home and she couldn't open any of the boxes, as you might know how are the advent calendars. But she observed the next day that on the 1st she had something coming out, and every day a day of the calendar was opening. And then she realized her life goes along with this advent calendar. It's super interesting. I'm not gonna tell you more. And at the end of the movie, she actually works out her career and so on, and she can fulfill her dream. And this advent calendar actually was taking her step by step with the actions. Anyway, it's super interesting, and you should watch it. 6 on my list is Christmas with a View. Well, this is about a girl who actually failed her business. She had a restaurant or something like this, if I remember well. and she failed, and then she became again restaurant manager or something like this. But in the same restaurant that she was working, a guy was hired. His name was Shane, and he actually won a competition, a cooking competition, something like this, and everybody was crazy about this guy. And then she's hanging out with this guy, he doesn't know his stories and so on and la la la. He basically helped her to get over this failure and start a new beginning, and she works with him at whatever she wanted. They opened new restaurants, and yeah, they did everything together, and they were together, and everything was happy at the end. And she had the business that she wanted, that she failed the first time. So this time was actually a successful thing because they were two, and when you are in two, you know, the power is kind of growing. What do I have here? I have a big list, so that's why I'm checking this one as well. 7 on my list is Holiday in the Wild. Well, this is basically a movie. It's also a romantic movie, a bit of comedy as well. It's about a couple. They booked a holiday in Africa, but they didn't went together because they broke up. They got divorced, and the wife still wanted to go in the holidays. And she arrived there, and she took some, I don't know, she was booking a lot of stuff. She booked a flight around. They actually went in a forest, something like this, where they found some elephants. One of them was dead, and the baby elephant was actually just ill, and she left the hotel to stay in that farm to take care of that baby elephant. And then she realized she loved that place a lot. She tried to go back in New York for Christmas. Then she realized how much she loved that place and so on, and she fell in love with the guy as well, and she stayed in that place. So this is kind of the story shortly. It's a lot of action, but I'm not gonna tell you, you need to watch it yourself. But it's a pretty interesting story. They are doing holidays together, Christmas together, and it was a pretty interesting life story, to be honest. 8th on my list is a movie that actually is kind of funny, romantic to funny, to be honest. It's named The Night Before Christmas. So it's about a knight named Cole, and he was trying to become a knight, actually, to prove that he's a true knight. So to be a true knight, he should have proved something, but he didn't know what. He asked a fairy to help him with this stuff, and this woman sent him in real time. So he came as a knight in real time, which was weird for him as well, was weird for everybody around. And then he met a girl. She took him home after an accident and so on, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna develop all the subject. And they were becoming really friendly, but nothing more. And then at some point, I think he fell in love with her. Yeah, at some point he fell in love with her, and they got together. And that was the moment that he proved that he can be a real knight. So he went back, of course. And after all this thing and so on, he realized how much he loves her, and he came back to live in real time for her. Yeah, it's quite an interesting story, because they are like, we have a lot of these discrepancies between, like, I don't know, 50 years ago and what's happening in real time, which is funny, super funny. So yeah, it's really a good one. It's super funny, you need to watch it. 9 on my list is actually Family Reunion. I don't know if you heard about the series, but yeah, there is a series as well. It's filmed in front of a live audience. It's pretty funny. It's basically a comedy, but they have a movie. Actually, it's for 30 minutes. It's kind of a short one, but it's super interesting. The movie, basically, it's about a big family, grandparents, parents, and grandkids who are living together, and the grandparents tried a lot to educate the kids in their way. Small example, they didn't want to do charity or something like this. They left them outside to feel like they are homeless, to give them a lesson how is it to be homeless, so they can feel with others. It's super interesting and also funny as well. It's a comedy. It's worth it to watch. It's kind of funny the way they are thinking, the parents, their grandparents, and the kids. So yeah, you need to watch this as well. And the last but not least, 10 on my list, is actually the Grinch. I left it the last one because somehow, you know, Grinch is the one who like ruined Christmas. But in my opinion, it's a really, really great movie. It's the one in which Jim Carrey is playing as Grinch, and I think it's one of the best movies, to be honest, because he's playing the role so well, and it's kind of a comedy, and with this Grinch who is trying so hard to ruin this Christmas spirit because he was so annoyed about the carols, but overall he cannot do it, but he's trying his best and he's using kids. So basically he's the meanest thing that wants to destroy Christmas, to destroy actually the happiness, because Christmas normally it's about love, happiness, and family reunion and so on. So this is what this Grinch tried to do in the city, to just destroy this Christmas spirit. In case you haven't seen it, it's really worth it. So this was my recommendation regarding Christmas movies, and I think these are the best this year. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot, but this is the best of what I've seen till now. And in case you're planning to stay with friends, family and so on, I think it's a great idea to watch one of these movies. Or maybe you like to go to sleep in front of a movie, like I'm always doing it. So yeah, in this period I'm watching a lot of Christmas. In case you have any recommendations or some other movies, Christmas movies that you saw and I didn't, please leave it in the comments below. And thank you for watching this video. Bye!